Today, we're diving into a game that most of you have probably heard of, Fallout. This is the classic RPG that laid the foundation for countless memorable projects. Think of searching for a missing dad who went out for bread and never returned. A visual novel everyone has grown tired of, a Skyrim mod masquerading as a game, and two industry giants. These masterpieces are staples for any seasoned gamer. There are a couple of not as interesting, but still worthy games in the franchise. We will talk about them later. Why am I recording this video? It's simple. Fallout is one of my all-time favorite games, and I'm disappointed by how little modern audiences seem to know about the origins of this iconic series. Many people first encountered Fallout years later, but they're missing out on the roots of its legacy. Of course, part of the reason for this is that the original Fallout is 28 years old. Its mechanics are outdated, its combat is not only confusing, but also dull at times, and the isometric view combined with outdated graphics can be off-putting. These and other factors have alienated modern audiences from this classic. I know several people who gave up on the game within the second or third location. But enough of the introductions. I'm honored to present you the first, deep and overly detailed retelling of the Fallout 1 experience in a nutshell and with memes. Well, that's how legendary Fallout 1 main screen looks like. Let's begin by creating a character. You have 3 character presets to choose from, each with strengths and significant weaknesses. For example, there's Max Stone. He's strong and capable in combat, but unfortunately, he's not the brightest bulb in the vault. Apparently, a labor bot dropped him on his head as a child. On this screen, you'll notice a few buttons. One lets you pick a preset character, another allows you to modify a preset's attributes, a third lets you create a completely custom character, and the last button exits the game altogether, for those who immediately realize they're not ready to tackle a game that's nearly 3 decades old. I highly recommend creating a custom character. It might seem intimidating, but the process is straightforward. You'll encounter the special stats. Below that are optional traits. These give your character bonuses, but come with significant drawbacks. Things like, you get a huge harem with 100 women, but your servants cut off your manhood. Then, there's the skills section, which determines how proficient your character in different skills. Personally, I used an online guide to avoid creating a useless character. Shout out to the person who provided the build I used. My name is Shlupka. After that, I chose an age that would keep my libertarian friends comfortable. For traits, I picked Gifted, which lowers initial skills, but boosts all special stats by +1. I also chose Finesse, which increases my critical hit chance while reducing overall damage. I specialized in small arms, speech, and lockpicking.
You're here. Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost. Can't make another one. And the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault.
A long story short, our water chip cosplayed Kurt Cobain. He asks us to find the replacement. If we do not do that, all inhabitants of this vault will cosplay, not Cobain, but the first settlers in the modern United States. The vault's water supply will run out in 150 days. He tasks us with venturing out to find a replacement, beginning at a nearby vault rumored to have one. If we fail, the vault's inhabitants will perish. I will give you a quick recap. We live in the alternative universe where the humans haven't managed to create a semiconductor. Oh wait, it is the lore that was created much later. For now, the intro screen tells that in the horrible future, the country started fight for ever-shrinking supplies of natural resources. United States annexed Canada, and China attacked Alaska to make the ends meet. No one really knows who launched rockets, but on October 23rd, 2077, the countries launched their nuclear arsenal at each other. The whole civilization got destroyed in 2 short hours. Our protagonist's family survived by entering Vault 13, a fallout shelter designed to protect its inhabitants from the nuclear apocalypse. The Vault community lived in harmony for almost a century, until the water chip malfunctioned. With no other options, we set out on this critical mission. Now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing while you're watching really pushes the video into recommendations. You'll help the channel grow, and I'll be able to make even more of these stories. Our heroine right now is probably confused about why the Overseer sent on such an important mission, a green flag goth girl with anime tendencies and desire for smut literature. The good thing is that this clown hasn't managed to even get out of the initial cave and died from sperm overflow in the brain. Now the real Slav girl can do the job. I take some loot from the femboy lover's body. Well, that's what the first Fallout looks like. I recommend that we get out of this place. There's nothing that we can do. Well, at least now you can see how the combat system works in the game. It is a turn-based system with a huge element of random, just like Contemporaries liked. Besides, this location has an awesome music. Just listen to this. Don't think that it is me typing on the keyboard like a Twitch live chat member to frame the developers. It is pretty underground. I decided to clear out this location for sweet experience points before getting out of this place. I could leave 10 minute a very interesting cave clearing, but I'm not a cruel person, so let's go further. We get on the world map. Right now, we have only one place marked on our map, so let's go there. We notice some strange green glue. This is how the game points out the locations. Let's visit this place. At the entrance, a guard informs us that we've arrived in Shady Sands. He requests that we holster our weapons to maintain peace, threatening an unconventional punishment of forcing us to endure 10 hours of Ben Shapiro videos. Near the entrance, we meet a girl who mentions that Vault 15 might have the technology we're seeking. We're also introduced to Ian. Hello, stranger. You look like you're new here. What's your name? I'm Shlupka, a former caravan guard who was injured and has been recovering in town. Ian not only marks 2 nearby settlements on our map, but also agrees to join our group for a 50% share of the loot. Interestingly, he never actually enforces this agreement. While exploring Shady Sands, I get a rope. It's a versatile item, and you never know when it might come in handy. I also meet Aradesh, the town leader.
Greetings. Your business in Shady Sands might be...
The talking plasticine head that talks. I would add +1 to the developers for that. Aradesh rumbles around something of his own. However, I managed to trick him into giving me a quest.
Oh my, yes. Great packs of rad scorpions are killing our herds. We don't know where they're from, and no matter how many we kill, there's always more. And now the monsters are attacking my people. Razlo is trying to find a cure for their poison, but I'm not sure how it goes.
Okay, so I can help you, but for a price.
As Dharma said, those who tend their own flock know the shepherd.
Well, there is nothing that I can say. I still agreed to finish up the quest, because experience, role-playing, new levels, blah blah blah. I get to the guard near the entrance and get to the caves. Ian is a pretty awesome gunslinger, so we clear out this cave from the pesky insectoids in no time. After some time, I could not carry any additional red scorpion tails in my inventory. I tried unloading some of them to Ian, but at this moment the player could have figured out that companions are the most horrible and underdeveloped mechanic in the game. I can only transfer my items by bartering with my companion. It means that I'm not transferring the items into the walking chest, but selling my loot to him. I will have to purchase the tentacles if I want to get my items back. However, there is a small workaround. You can use the steal skill to place the items into Ian's pockets and get your things from him when you need it. The companion will only wear the original armor and will think about half of the guns just like Furry thinks of me when I tell them that they should visit a therapist. There is not even a mention of giving commands to our followers. We get back to Shady Sands and get the round of applause from the local inhabitants.
Things are much more settled now. Razlo has been working on a cure for the rad scorpion poison, and you are truly a hero. Know that the people of Shady Sands are most grateful. Goodbye.
We also hand over 1 red scorpion tail to the local medic. I hope that this will help to create anti-venom. We spent enough time running errands around here, so let's continue our way to Vault 15. We find the single shack in the Vault 15 location. There is a ladder down in this Soviet architecture building. It leads to the vault entrance. We get rid of different monsters like Genshin Impact players and Asmongold fans. After that, we found this one. I present you with a small mole rat. We see that the elevator is broken and use rope to make a path. We clear out the floor and my character gets leveled up. Check out the level up sound. Aesthetic. We get a certain amount of skill points that we can invest into certain skills. The amount of skill points that we get from each depends on Schlupka's intelligence. Besides, every 3 levels you can choose the special perk, but this time it doesn't have balls-crushing drawbacks. The second elevator is broken too, so I cleared the room to find another rope. I find armor and a second rope in the drawers. The lower level is filled with enemies too. I'll get back to you after I clear this anime convention. We check out where the water chip should be and find a bunch of rocks in the place where we could potentially find it. I figured out, in one message from battle logs, that it is a dead end. I will not find a water chip here. No one will hold our hand from this moment. This means that I need to act independently. I think that it will be a good idea to check out the nearby cities that Ian told us about. However, I decided to sell some loot that I found in the vault to the traders in Shady Sens. I got to Aradesh.
Thank goodness you came. I am in desperate need of assistance. My daughter Tandi is missing. I do not know what to do.
I got to Aradesh and he started saying that some filthy Twitter user stole his daughter. Meet Cons. They will be one of the gangs near New Vegas that we will have to deal with in the future game. However, here they are, just a bunch of raiders. I try to communicate with their leader, but he asks a ridiculous price for Aradesh's daughter.
Anyway, I started blasting.
It took me some time and a bunch of reloads to get rid of raiders. I managed to loot the huge amount of armor and weapons from their corpses. During the fighting, I accidentally killed other female prisoners while they stacked near one of the raiders. The last of them tried to run away, but no furry lover will avoid the God Emperor's mercy.
Who are you? What do you want?
We get the young lady to Shady Sands.
I will be forever in your debt for your courage and bravery, Wanderer. Here is your reward.
Oh well, screw this place. Let's go visit Junktown. It is the closest city that Ian marked on our map. The bunch of giant mole rats attack us on our way, but a couple of shotgun shells to the head removed any temptation to eat our skinny ass. We meet Lars near the city entrance. He is the head of the town guard. We get to know about the local shop that also serves as the mayor building. Our group meets the leader of this town.
The name's Killian Darkwater. I'm the mayor of this fine town. And who might you be?
I just traded some spoils that I got from the raiders and got ready to leave this place.
Listen, thanks for saving my life. It's a mighty brave thing to do. Now, it looks like we've got ourselves a situation here. I know Gizmo's behind this, but I need proof. You interested in helping? Now, if I get proof, the people of Junktown will kick him out. Way I figure it, need to either plant a bug at his place or wear a wire and get him to confess to you. Can you handle that?
Wow, is this the quest based on the desire of two sides to control the settlement? Sounds great.
What do you want? I'm a busy man.
This fellow behind the desk is our target. I played the role of a mercenary who was ready to kill Killian for a fat bag of caps. It appears that Gizmo is really ready to pay a hefty sum for killing the local mayor. Well, it sounds pretty horrible and gross. Do not even think about that. We get back to Killian.
So, did you get the evidence?
I sure did.
Which? Bug or tape?
The confession.
Let's hear it. That's the first time I've been happy to hear his voice. Thanks, friend. Now, time for you and me to take care of the other business.
I get the shotgun and a bunch of shells to it. Killian offers that we join the group and take part in the destruction of small businesses in the territory of you-know-which country. Well, I'm a simple fella. Interestingly, I didn't get a chance to ask anyone about the water chip while I was visiting this fine town. I even got the uninvited attention from the members of local public intellectuals. I don't know why I couldn't check out the local gentleman's establishment. It is probably male only. Oh, and check out the great thing. Now we have the dog as our companion. All elders viewing this video already understood which movie it was a reference for. I decided to buy some medicine from the local doctor. I see some interesting ladder near him that leads downside. Inside, I meet the short king in the basement. He says that the shipment to Iguana Bob is almost ready for shipment. It seems that some dude feeds people with flesh. I try to tell Killian about that, but there is no dialogue option available. I encountered a cute bug that happens from time to time. My whole screen is filled with black squares, and I need to clear them off with a mouse to play. Let's make our way to the hub. This settlement is twice the size of Shady Sens and Junktown. It should be the place where I will be able to find someone who knows where to find the water chip. No one really wants to talk with me. The first person who was open to dialogue scammed me for 500 caps. After some time, get to the office of one of the caravan traders' companies. The owner asks to investigate who systematically kills their caravans. We get to the trader in the local gun shop. She's not only selling weapons, but also collecting all the fresh gossip around town. The owner of local 7-Eleven says that people talk about the caravan being attacked by the Deathclaw. She recommended that we address the local ghoul named Gerald and the madmen who constantly mumble about the Deathclaws.
Bear change, old friend, old pal. Can you help a poor mutant down on his luck?
I'd donate 25 caps to the ghoul charity and receive some information about a Deathclaw. He recommends that we aim for the eyes. However, there is a small problem with that.
I can't look at him. It is said the Deathclaw can hypnotize just by looking. Then it walks up and boom, you're it.
Oh, it seems that we are screwed up. Some dude runs in circles near the entrance to our mutant friend's house. After that, I talk with the madman, and he gets me to the Deathclaw lair.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Oh no!
The killed me a couple of times, but the bunch of critical hits did its magic. I found a dying huge mutant near the Deathclaw sleeping chamber. He was mumbling something about his master, and we got the hollow disc as proof.
Well, what do you have? Really? Who? What would mutants want with our caravans? What, do I look a crate shy of a load? Did you even see the Deathclaw? You killed it?
Schlupka gets her reward. I had a perfect dialogue with some monks in the local church.
Why do you disturb an elder of the cathedral?
They are creepy, and we will come back to them later. I see the Iguana Bob food stand in the middle of the city. It seems that he sells iguanas on sticks. Remember the good-natured doctor back in Junktown? The dude in the shack who had a short king in his basement. Doc provides Iguana Bob here with human flesh for his extremely cheap food. We can extort the vendor for a certain number of caps every 5 days. I chose that 100 caps will be a reasonable sum. Now our little vault dweller has a passive source of income. In one of the bars, I get to see some shady dude. He says that he knows what our group did with Gizmo in Junktown and offers the job.
So, you're looking for a job. How fortunate. I have one that needs doing.
His employer explains that one trader refuses to pay protection fees. My task will be to kill the trader and his wife as an example for everyone who refuses to pay their fair share. I agree on the job, but run to the local deputy. He says that he has been investigating this dude for some time already. The information he received from us was the final piece he needed to close the mafia boss. He asks to join his group during the confrontation. I get there, but we are outnumbered. I will need to get him next time. I get to the water merchants and finally get some information that the water chip might be in the ghoul town called Necropolis. It is the only community nearby that refused to trade with the water merchants. No one in their right mind would turn down the water without a steady source of clean fluid. Besides, I can purchase the water supply for our vault. The price is outrageous, and I try to bargain. Schlupka fails, and we have to pay the full amount. I don't know why, but the young feminist asks if I am sure about setting up the trade route to my vault. It would be incredibly easy for someone who might look for us to follow the caravan and find my home. Some foreshadowing from the game. I'm sure that there is nothing bad with random wasteland dwellers understanding where our home is located. Well, it is everything that we can do in the hub. Let's get to Necropolis. This city is a ghost town with savage ghouls running around the streets. I spend an ungodly amount of time clearing the streets. Due to debris, all movement around the city is done underground. We notice the first ghoul that operates with facts and logic. He tells us that we truly can find the water chip down here. Nothing prohibits us from taking it from the place where the local vault was situated. However, he asks to fix the water pump before we will take the chip. The locals will die without the supply of clean drinking water. The sewer system is filled with rats, but I anticipated other animals to live here. I get from the underground inside the strange building that looked like it might be where the local leader might have his residence. We talk with him.
Teach those mutants the last lesson, then amble back. If I say to my ghouls to hold off you, the muties might hear and know. So I tell you what, it's favor time. I keep shut.
He asks us to clear out the mutants near the water pump station. Everyone in this town needs our help. I get to talk to the big fellow in one of the buildings.
Oh, this is excellent. You know, I actually doubted my officers when they said they'd captured a prime normal. It is so nice to see you.
What do you want with me?
Why, when you become one of us, of course. I can't have a perfectly good prime normal and not make it one of the chosen ones, now can I? After you tell me where your vault is.
On one condition.
Conditions? How delightful. Go ahead, amuse me with your condition.
I want to go free.
What a splendid sense of humor. Pity I don't have one. So, the location of your vault, if you please. We shall see, won't we? Can be so enjoyable.
This leads us to the worst ending possible. Everything looks pretty grim. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you liked this episode. Have a fantastic week, and good luck.
Yeah, boy.
It is the secret ending. Let's get the normal one. I initially managed to convince the local super mutants that I was a ghoul.
Okay. Move along then.
I collected the repair parts that I needed to make the water pump functional. I don't want to kill the whole ghoul community out of selfishness. Intelligent ghouls adapted the bunch of junk that will suit to fix the pump. Besides, they gave me 3 books that increased my repair skills. My vault dweller had to read all 3 just to understand how everything should work out. We get the message that they fixed the water pump and now can safely get water chips. I still got the task from the ghoul leader, so I cleared out the super mutants. It appeared that I chose an overpowered build because my character constantly landed a critical hit and targeted the enemy's eyes. I think that everyone 10 feet around would suffer a critical hit if I sneeze. We clear out everyone and get back to the ghoul in the central building.
Well done. You've earned my sight, Walker. Follow Garrett for your reward. Now, I'm busy.
Our reward for killing a bunch of super mutants is $50 and a couple of snacks. Okay, so let's go down to the local vault. I kill some guards that turn hostile when they see us. The fight log indicated that this vault had been cleaned out of any useful items long before our group arrived. I decided not to waste time strolling around. I find the water chip and get it from the system. We noticed the huge dinosaur stepping on our way back. The huge reptile stepped on some poor fellow who tried hiding from it by using a stealth boy. We get to our home without problems after that.
Have you found the chip? Okie dokie, one moment, the chip is initializing. There it goes. Self-test is green. Reboot is...
The Overseer is glad to see us alive and checks if the water chip is functional.
Ha! It's working, and it looks like we have a winner!
We rest for some time when the Overseer checks out our logs and reports.
I just wanted to let you know that the water supply is stabilized. Actually, we're rebuilding our reserves. You did great. I am a little concerned, however. I don't like your reports. What was in the reports, that is. In fact, they scared the heck out of me. It's those mutants. I've done some calculations and... well, I've come to an unpleasant conclusion. The mutant population is far greater than could be expected by natural growth or mutations. This leads me to believe, and I don't really understand it, but it looks like someone's generating new mutants, and at a startling rate. Exactly. And as you've probably guessed, none of these mutations could have occurred naturally, even with the radiation from the war. As long as someone is creating hostile mutants at this rate, the Vault's safety is at stake. Find and destroy this lab as soon as you can. You have no idea how sorry I am to send you back out.
We have no choice but to venture into the wasteland once more. I had a lot of extra loot from our expedition to Necropolis, so I wanted to drop it off with Killian back in Junktown. The geography affects how fast I move on the world map. We're slow in the mountains and fast when moving across the desert. Schlupka arrived in town at night, but the guards said I could only enter during the day. Luckily, my high speech skill let me convince them that I meant no harm by entering. I still had to wait until Killian's shop opened in the morning. The local doctor is bitter about the children of the cathedral moving in nearby. They offer medical services without charging absurd prices for every procedure.
Well, howdy. What can I do for you today?
We are selling a loot from Necropolis, but I need to keep the stealth boy with me. Now I can enter the bar near Gizmo's casino. The locals are friendly enough. Some punks got blasted by the bar owner, which meant free armor and a knife for me and Ian. We talked with a seasoned survivor and gave some caps to a local artist. From him, we learned where to find the fan-favorite Techno Lovers cult. He also told us about a settlement in the Boneyard. No one has taken over Gizmo's casino since our last visit. Killian hadn't even buried his rival. We spent a couple of days traveling to the Brotherhood bunker. The guards at the entrance seemed friendly enough.
Hello and welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel. May I ask your business here? That's great. Wait here a second and let me see what you need to do. Well, I talked to the High Elder and he said that not just anyone can join. He said you have to complete a quest first.
Quest? I'm already on a quest.
The Order came up with a brilliant idea on how to deter people from recruiting. The leadership gives an impossible task to every potential recruit. Our task will be to go to an ancient research facility, now this place called the Glow, and bring something back to prove we had been there. Even the guards couldn't believe they had sent me on this quest. We'll need a lot of anti-radiation meds to survive this expedition. Not that Brotherhood cares about our well-being. I tried looking for supplies in the hub, but they weren't happy with me snooping around.
Leave me alone. You got your reward, now get out!
One trader's subordinate said trade had collapsed because almost all caravans were destroyed by mutant armies. The hub is in chaos right now. We got a decent discount from the woman who sells guns after helping the traders. I bought some Radaway from the Short King and a Geiger counter. The problem is that we also need Rad-X, which boosts radiation immunity. I tried checking out all the traders around the nuclear wastes. We eventually found some in the Children of the Apocalypse Temple. The local trader there has a good selection of medicine. On the way to the Glow, we ran into some punks, found a strange empty city, and leveled up. I arrived at the glow at night. I wanted to wait until morning so the recording wouldn't be too dark, but the character took a massive dose of radiation. No amount of Radaway could help.
Your bones are scraped clean by the desolate wind.
We finally reached the glow. I used some anti-radiation meds before going in. The location has a huge crater in the center. Good thing I had a rope. We used it to climb down. Rope is probably the single most important item in Fallout 1. By this point, we already needed 3 of them. The complex greeted us with dozens of bodies scattered around. Lots of good loot here. On the far side of the first level, we found a corpse wearing power armor. It looked like the remains of a previous Brotherhood expedition. We picked up a hollow disc and a yellow keycard. Technically, that was enough to join the Brotherhood, but I was curious and wanted to explore further. The elevator shocked me every time I tried to use it. We had to disable the electric field first by using a yellow keycard. On the second level, we found more loot and a red keycard on a corpse. I had a bad feeling the robots would wake up once I tried to leave. On the third level, we find a red labeled elevator, but it requires main power to function. In the middle of the level was a massive supercomputer. It had once run the research and day-to-day operations here. The US government had contracted this facility to research ways of turning everyday soldiers into superhumans. You can see gross-looking tubes all over the place. The computer beat me at chess. We also found a blue keycard. Interestingly, the elevator skipped the 5th floor. To get past, we had to repair the main generator on the 6th level. Once it came back online, the lights turned on. The robots in the whole facility turned on. Ian had no ammo for his pistol, so I gave him another gun, and he still refused to shoot. Instead, he just punched robots to extinction. There was no way I could carry all the loot in one run, so I planned to come back later. At least I grabbed a sniper rifle and some great armor from the lower levels. We also found holodiscs with 30-year-old lore. It was retconned a billion times after the release. Honestly, the robot fights got boring after a while. EMP grenades made combat significantly shorter. Battlelog informs us that radiation started taking its toll, and my hair began to fall out. Good thing I had plenty of Radaway. Let's come back to the Brotherhood from this cursed place.
Hey, you're back. Did you get something?
We bring the proof to the guard.
Great. But, the High Elder said you have to give it to me before I can let you in. Sorry. This is great. Hang on while I open the door.
Now we could finally enter the bunker. It had plenty of interesting things, but we went straight to meet the Elder.
Hello, youngster. Cabot said you wanted to talk. Look, I'm pretty stacked up right now, so I'll help you out as long as you don't start flapping your gums too much. You know outsiders are like that, always jawing. Kinda like me, huh?
He turned out to be a pretty chill dude. The Brotherhood is on high alert due to the growing mutant threat.
I think there's an army in the mountains, but the Elders, they don't want to act until they're sure.
Ah yes, Reapers! The immortal race of sentient starships allegedly waiting in dark space. We have dismissed that claim.
He asked us to scout the military base in the north. Another impossible task. It is a clear benefit for the Order. Just put some random hero in front of the mutants. The worst scenario is that he will be removed from the wasteland. The Brotherhood would not lose anything from our early demise. Maxon's second-in-command let us take some high-quality firepower as a reward for surviving the glow. Exploring level 3 of the bunker, we found a group of hooded scribes gathered around a terminal.
Greetings. It's a fine day for learning. Can I help you?
The head scribe gave us access to basic computer training courses. She also told us not to worry about the mutants.
All the mutants I've studied have been sterile. They can't breed with another creature. If we could clean up the mutation sources, we should be able to simply outlive the mutants.
She gave us a holotape as proof. This little hollow disc will be important later on. Nearby, we found 2 guys tinkering with a couple of sets of power armor. One of them admitted they never expected anyone to come back from the glow alive. The Order leadership had sent us on a mission with 0 to no chance. One technician can give us the best armor in the game. He could repair the power armor, but he needs a modulator. The only problem is that it is locked in storage on the first floor, or held by a guy who guards it like treasure. Non-playable character's behavior in Fallout 1 is pretty basic, but he still does go to bed after midnight, which gave me a chance to sneak in.
All right. Explain yourself, Initiate. Then leave, and I will forget this little incident.
After several reloads, I managed to steal it, though I had to dump a grenade launcher in his locker to make space in my inventory. Back on the 3rd floor, the technician was thrilled to see I had the modulator. He gave me a manual, and thanks to my 60 repair skill, Shlupka was able to fix the power armor. The only problem, it was too heavy to carry. I had to drop almost all of my loot just to equip it. Still, it's the best armor in the game, and it almost doubled my inventory capacity. On the 2nd floor, there was a study hall and a doctor. He could patch us up and clear radiation, and he also offered expensive surgeries to increase base attributes. The 1st floor had the training area and Talius quarters. The training master was a tough guy, but pretty chill. He asked me to find a missing initiate near the hub. Meanwhile, I noticed there were no female soldiers anywhere in the facility. This is solely a sausage club. Back in the hub, I found the missing initiate being held hostage by bandits. I tried talking, but they had thought that they can take a dude in a power armor. After rescuing him, he thanked me and promised to return to the bunker after recovering. Ian and I spent a few days in the hub selling loot from the glow. I have more money than I could ever spend by this point. Remember how the underground gang slammed me last time? Once Kane was dead, the rest of the gang surrendered. The sheriff thanked me for dealing with them. There was also a farmer who wanted help clearing raiders from his land, but the game bugged out and wouldn't let me finish that quest. Since I have a huge amount of money at my disposal after selling the loot and clearing up the Nuka-Cola truck, let's do some operations to increase my character's basic attributes. Brotherhood Doctor ripped me off. Let's check out the Boneyard. When we entered the local settlement, 2 guards at the gate let us in and asked us to meet the mayor. He said that this town was at war with a gang called the Blades, who had supposedly killed his son and launched constant attacks on the town. The guards had recently shot a man running toward the gates with dynamite strapped to him. We visited the Blades camp to the north. It didn't look like a vicious gang hideout. I only saw a bunch of poor survivors. Their leader, a goth-looking woman, said the regulators were the real aggressors. She didn't even call her people a gang. She asked me to get weapons from the gun runners, whose base was west of there.
Just one small problem!
Was that a nest of Deathclaws blocked the path. You probably forgot, but in old games, Deathclaws are a formidable force.
You'd have to be the meanest, toughest, roughest in the wasteland to have any chance against them, and I don't think that's you.
I cleared the Deathclaws without much trouble. They're nasty, but good armor and critical hits made it manageable. The mother Deathclaw was tougher, but we killed her and destroyed the eggs to keep them from coming back. Too bad we couldn't ask our local chef to cook up a Deathclaw omelet. The Gunrunner's base is surrounded by toxic sludge, with corpses showing what happened to those who tried to cross it. A guard led us across the bridge. The leader was glad we cleared the Deathclaws and agreed to arm the Blades. Gunrunner Trader even offered me a discount. The Blades leader was ready to storm the regulator town, but I tried talking to the mayor first. He wasn't happy that I hadn't killed the Blades leader, and things escalated into a firefight. We ended up clearing the entire settlement. Unfortunately, the quest bugged, and I couldn't report back to the Blades. It seems that their leader died for some reason. Some random guy needed 5 liters of Nuka-Cola every day, or he got headaches. We set course for the military base in the northeast. Super mutants were guarding the entrance. I stumbled upon a big Brotherhood of Steel scouting party on my way to the bunker. I reported to Elder Maxon.
Hello again, Initiate. Things going well? What do you got? Finally. Well, this'll get the elders off their butts. We'll fortify the fortress and surprise those damn mutants.
Shlupka tries to convince an elder that just fortifying against a horde of mutants is not enough. Brotherhood should utilize more proactive approach.
Not a bad plan. Tell you what, let me go try and beat it into the elders. No guarantees, but I'll try.
Maxon managed to convince the elders to hear our group out. We joined them in the conference center. Shlupka has high speech skills and manages to convince the elders that deploying a small strike team to launch the attack on the military base is a great idea. I think that this meme will be an ideal demonstration of our dialogue.
But what we're all forgetting is, anyone who doesn't want to go to war is gay.
I want to go to war. Oh, yes, we should definitely go.
The elders provided 3 Brotherhood paladins to help me on the base. Brotherhood Knight Squad joined me outside the military outpost. We get rid of the 3 muties, but my Brotherhood allies refuse to go inside. The whole base is up to us. Ian and my dog were killed by red force fields inside the base. I had to fight my way alone through mutants on multiple levels, collecting loot and hacking systems. Nothing too interesting. On the lower levels, I found prisoner cells. All is empty except for the one who has a woman suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. She started yelling at me that I killed her friend. I have this idea that she loved one of them a little bit more than a friend. On the 4th level, I deal with a bunch of robots, and 2 big mutants got triggered by our confrontation with an automated security system. Luckily, one brute actually killed another.
Well, I'm quite impressed. My spies told me you were resourceful, but they seem to have underestimated your talents.
Remember the lieutenant? I expected some kind of hardcore fight, but with a lucky headshot, I killed him. On the northwestern corner of the base, we found a group of hooded regular Humes that ensured that the whole complex is operational. I had hacked the computers and triggered a self-destruct sequence. 3 minutes to get out. Back at the Brotherhood, Maxon congratulated me and gave me nothing as a reward. The guards still called me an outsider, not exactly a warm welcome for the person who saved your bones. I noticed this little Easter egg from one ancient TV show. We destroyed the research facility where they developed super mutants. However, we still need to find and kill the Master. I traveled to the followers of the Apocalypse in the Boneyard.
Greetings! Hey! We're very glad you could join us. We hope you have found our humble abode to your satisfaction.
This group is decent folk. Their main goal is to help people around the wastes and share knowledge with everyone. Followers don't really like children of the cathedral.
You've probably seen their hospitals around. They preach peace, but there is something very wrong with them. We need to find out what.
Are you winning, son?
The leader of the followers told me they had a mole inside the cathedral, where the children of the cathedral were up to something sinister.
I've followed Morpheus down a back secret staircase. The guy activates a secret door at the bottom.
Besides, we noticed the incel dude who never touched another person. I confronted him, shot him, and looted the card. Our armor makes their attacks absolute. Some poor dude opens a door to the secret bunker in the lower levels of the cathedral. A couple of hours of boring shooting and fantastic internal decorations later.
You're not gonna believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator. His house looked like...
We fought through and eventually reached the Master.
So what shall it be? Do you join the Unity, or do you die here?
Join.
Die.
Join.
Die.
The final dialogue with Master is one of the best episodes of video game culture. I will let you experience it in full.
I don't have to prove anything to you.
Prove.
Very demanding for one in your tenuous position. But I can
respect
your needs. The Unity will bring about the Master race.
Master.
Master!
One able to survive, or even
thrive
in the wasteland. As long as there are differences, we will
tear ourselves apart,
fighting each other. We need one race.
Race!
One goal.
Goal!
One people to move forward to our destiny. Of course.
Mutants are best equipped to deal with the world today.
Who else?
The ghouls?
Please.
Normals.
They brought nuclear death to us all. This will be the age of mutants. All that
resist?
Yes. And all those that are required for the
Unity
as well. The remainder will be allowed to live out their days, but under
Unity control
and protection.
But none shall breed, for they will be the last of their race.
And what is that? Preposterous!
The FEV2 virus doesn't destroy the reproductive organs of those it mutates. Do you have proof? I must digest this information. One moment. I understand now. You made a clever forgery. You made this up to fool me.
Fool!
Me.
But it cannot be. This would mean that
All my work
has been for
Nothing.
everything that I've tried to...
A failure!
It can't be. I don't think that I can
Continue.
to have done the things I have done in the name of progress and healing. It was madness. I can see that now. Madness.
Madness?
There is no hope. Leave now. Leave while you still have
hope.
After that, we have a slideshow that gives us the results of our decisions throughout the journey.
The ghouls of Necropolis learn how to maintain the repaired water pump, and eventually rediscover many lost secrets of engineering. They form a business, selling this technology to other towns. The mutant armies, led into battle by the fierce super mutants, destroy the followers of the apocalypse. Barely human carrion feeders pick over the followers' remains. In Shady Sands, Tandi helps her father Aradesh bring a new community and new life out of the broken remains of the world. They are responsible for the new California Republic, whose ideals spread across the land. Killian Darkwater takes firm control of Junktown, drives out the last of Gizmo's kind, and then enforces his own brand of frontier justice. Life is fair and safe under his law. The Brotherhood of Steel helps the other human outposts drive the mutant armies away with minimal loss of life on both sides of the conflict. The advanced technology of the Brotherhood is slowly reintroduced into New California with little disruption or chaos. The Brotherhood wisely remains out of the power structure and becomes a major research and development house. The hub disperses before the might of the mutant army and will never recover. Thanks to your persistence, the Raiders are destroyed as an effective fighting force and disband. None of the Raider survivors are ever heard from again. Your involvement with the various places and people of the wasteland is well documented by future historians. Only a single question remained unanswered. What happened to you?
We still have one final dialogue with the Vault Overseer. Now he should let me in.
You've done it. That's wonderful, amazing. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, what you've endured. There's no way the people of the Vault can ever thank you enough for what you've done. You've saved all our lives. Who knows? Maybe even saved the human race. Yes. That makes the rest of this even harder. Everyone will want to talk to you. Every youngster will look up to you and want to emulate you. And then what? They'll want to leave. What happens to the Vault if we lose the best of a generation? What if we are the only safe place in the world? You just gave us back all these lives. I can't take the chance of losing them. I've made a lot of tough decisions since I took this position, but none of them harder than this one. You saved us, but you'll kill us. I'm sorry. You're a hero, and you have to leave.